Good Monday morning, friends. Thanks so much for participating in church online with us again yesterday. I want to tell you a story. In 1995, I was a middle school student and I took one of my first jobs as a junior counselor at a local Boy Scout camp. And the reality of that was that I would not be at home with my family. In fact, for most of the summer, I lived in Lebanon and worked in Lebanon at this Boy Scout camp, and I was a counselor in training. And I remember missing home from time to time, missing mom and dad, missing my sister and my family. And just because I was separated from them physically, my presence wasn't with them, I remembered it didn't make me any less of a Lenhart child. It didn't make me any less a part of the Lenhart family. I was taught how to think as a Lenhart would think. I continued to think that way. I was taught how to behave in a respectful manner by my parents. I still behaved in a way that I was taught to behave in the Lenhart household. Being away from my family for that short season didn't make me any less a part of the family I was a part of. And in the New Testament, the Apostle Paul, he is ministering to all of these churches that are scattered really throughout the known world at the time. And very rarely is he physically present with the churches that he's ministering to. But they wouldn't have considered him any less a part of a church, of their church, or any less a part of their fellowship. And friends, I would encourage you in this season to just keep in mind the truths. And I shared last week in an email that there have been 6 guiding principles that are helping me through this season. And I just want to recount them with you here this morning. One is that we are the church, and the church is not closed. We are a people, not a place, and who we are is far more important than where we meet. Number 2, Jesus, we know this from the Bible, he uses trials and he uses difficulties in our lives to help us grow. And he actually calls us to endure these things with great patience. And so I ask today, how is our level of patience? Mine was waning last week. Perhaps you're in a season where yours is waning right now too. Remember this, friends, the church is greater than the government. And as a church, we live with eternity in view. We have our minds set on the things that are to come, future things that are far greater than this. Colossians 3:2, set your minds on the things above, not on the things of this earth. Number 4, Jesus gave up all his rights, and he was mightily used of God. Government-given rights, they can be taken away, friends. It's just the reality of the world we live in. But that which you are given from God, that's a God-given right. Who you are as a child of God, a son of the King, that can never be taken away from you. Faith looks forward to what we have gained in Christ, and it takes hold of it, while fear holds tight, trying to manipulate and control that which does not belong to us here on earth. And remember this, church, Jesus is victorious, and we, his bride, the church, will stand in victory with him. Paul, he was not physically present with those churches. And isn't it amazing that the Bible tells us that the power of God is made perfect in our weaknesses? It may be a weakness that we cannot physically gather together in one building in this season. But could it be so that the power of God could be made perfect in his bride, the church, even in these days? We miss you. We love you. We can't wait to be together again soon. Take care. Have a great day.